Hard sports all plays. Hard sports all plays. Hard sports all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Hard sports all plays.
That'd be absolutely devastating.
This is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn broadcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Gonzo'S Wrestling Room, Monday, September 23rd, 2024. I remember turn TV off tonight, guys.
Yeah, what's the matter? Your Reds are done. At least my Tigers have a chance to get into the playoffs. So,
Hey, the Reds did fire their manager last night. I don't know why you wait till 6 games left in the season to do it. Might as well let them finish the last 6 games, but I'm glad they got rid of them.
Okay, guys, we'll get started. I believe we'll have a special guest here in just a little bit. We're ready. Maleko will be our for our rapid fire segment, and so looking forward to that. Right now, we're going to get started with our looking at our independent wrestling scene, and we'll go to Marcus Fine.
All right, we got a ton, guys, ton of results. So, and I'll do my thank yous when that set of results come up. So we had a lot of help this weekend. All right, I was at the Dub on Friday. Pretty good show. WCW Territorial Champion Phoenix defeated Miguel Murphy in a non-title match. Jackson Morgan defeated Johnny Blaze via DQ, and the James Powers gang in Phoenix attacks Jackson. Kenneth James and Mike Noble defeated Timmy Jackson and Logan Myers. Hidari defeated Cecil Cerveza and the WCW Gunslinger champion David Light in a non-title triple threat. Brody Bacchus defeated Zay Gates. Carter Kaufman and Elijah Arrows defeated Pogo and Max Sterling. They retained their titles. WCW Outlaw champion Maleko defeated Cameron Cross in a non-title match. My match of the night and the main event, the no DQ match between Austin James and Jordan James, ended in a no contest. They set up for this coming Friday. As of now, it's a 5-on-3 as the 5 members of the James Powers gang will take on JKO, IK3, and Austin James, and that's how it's set up for now. So, plus you also have Brody Bacchus taking on Maleko, I think, for the big shot, the Outlaw title, and I'm thinking that's all I have for that right now. Billy Buzz, Codex, and music by Noble. I'm not sure I'm familiar with him. So.
Mike, that's Mike.
Yeah, remember? We just learned that he was a rapper last
I didn't
Monday.
know he was ended up doing that. Is that his goofy picture in there? I can't tell.
And call
famous
coming
rapper,
out
Mike
Saturday already too.
You mean the rappers in here?
Hey, Caldex. Mwah, it's for you guys. Kisses to you guys. The fact that you even put me in your texts and your messages means more than anything in the world.
I got something they can kiss.
Yeah, I got comments about Saturday too, but anyhow. And we'll go right into Saturday.
Roll right into it.
Everybody on the top row was at AACW in Sharpsville for the Purge Saturday night. Pretty decent crowd. I think AACW had their loud crowd back Saturday night. I felt that they did. Pretty good night. Ricky Guns defeated Cruiser the Bullfrog. Congo Kong defeated Hoss Huxley and Jake Elliott in a triple threat match. Then they stripped, repoed Justin Danger's
Yeah, that was bullshit.
title, just like a car dealership. He didn't pay the payments to keep it by not defending the title. The repo man came and got it, and they put it up on the auction block. And Preston Riker first defeated Krispy Kreme, Hobo Jones, Tate Manson, Juice, and I'm assuming that's what his name was, and CFR to win a chance to face Bobo Brazil Jr. for the vacated title. And then Bobo Brazil Jr. defeated Preston Riker in a human cage lumberjack match to become the new AACW U.S. champion and his first ever U.S. championship title ever, which shocked the living hell out of me for a guy that's been around 50 years that he's never held a U.S. title before. But Paige Jones defeated Jensen and J.C. Black in a kendo stick match. We got a new EECW champion as Travis Southern defeated Damian DeVille in a Sharpsville street fight. And in my match of the night for that night, Cody Lee defeated Johnny Crisis in a ladder match and retained his AACW Heavyweight Championship. So you guys want to chime in on that because you guys was there too.
Yeah, there was two. I mean, the show was a pretty good show. There was two matches that stood out to me. The main event was my favorite match. The ladder match was outstanding. One of the best ladder matches I've seen live. I thought it was really good. Really enjoyed it. And then also the match with Damian DeVille, and he lost his title to Marcus. Help me with his name because I'm having a brain fart.
Travis Southern.
So Travis Southern.
I got a thing on that too. Go ahead.
Is took that belt. So them were the two matches that stood out to me, and my favorite matches of the night. And again, I thought the main event was the best match of the night.
Travis Southern is the second all-time Grand Slam champion. Of course, Justin Terrell had it first. I was talking to Travis Southern and said, I just realized you were the second Grand Slam champion because they don't do the U.S. title for that yet. And he said, yes, and I did it all in 1 year because he became the world champion by beating Christian Cash earlier in the year. And then him and Damian became the tag champs by that four-way dance, I think, if I remember right. And then he beat Damian DeVille for the EECW, so he won all those titles in 1 year and become the Grand Slam champion. So is Justin Danger in here? Yes. 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 The real deal, Bob Steele, made a return to help Cody in the main event. It was good to see him for the first time in many years. An EWF original, EWF legend. I was kind of humored for the fact that he grabbed the ladder and threw it out of the ring and it landed on Cody Lee. I don't know. I mean, landed on Cody Lee as weird as you could do it, but he did help Cody when he had to help. After he done that, he had to help Cody up the ladder to get him up to the belt. But
yep.
So yeah, very good night. Very good night. I don't know. Somehow Shooting with Shane now has that belt. I don't know. I think I heard they lost it in the family barbecue backyard brawl or something they had at their house, and he pinned Tanner or something in the belt around the campfire. Now he's got the belt. I don't know how they do that belts in Cold X. They pass that around quite a bit. So
that's probably not all they pass around.
We ain't going there. I don't know.
Watch those ratings. Come on. Watch those ratings.
Commentary on mine because we were split up again. But the commentary on our table was pretty. It got pretty risky there for a while. But anyhow, what's this say? Class act. I would not quite put it that way, but okay. Well, now it's Mike Noble. What is he like? Going to play 18 different personas all here at one time? This the Codex World Championship title, won in the backyard barbecue family reunion. Okay, I guess.
Okay, well, on the basis of that, then, Chris and Tony, you guys are the G.W.R. tag champs. Marcus, you're the G.W.R. heavyweight champion. And I'll go ahead and be the G.W.R. United States of the whole darn thing and even Cult X and Justin Danger champ, if that's how they want to play.
Hey, Marcus, I don't know if you see this, but we got a verification on Juice.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry.
Well, they never said his last name at the show. All they announced,
if they did, we couldn't understand it.
Well, all I heard was Juice, and that's what was given to us on paper. So
yeah,
Juice.
So thank you, Vernon. Juice Herrera. Okay, yeah, well, I knew he had to have a last name, but all his shorts said was Juice, and I was trying to figure nobody knew, and And so thank you for that. I'll put that in my files so I know next time. But pretty good talent. I think it's the first time I ever
Yes.
seen him.
Yeah, I was impressed.
What does this say?
Pass touchy from the left-hand side.
Oh. Can you read that, Warren? That's a bird if I ever heard a bird.
You guys are trying. A for effort. A for effort. The fact you keep talking about me just tells me that I'm in your head.
Okay, we'll move on because this will go terribly south.
Yep.
Okay, these results are courtesy of my good buddy Steve Butler, who was also in attendance at AACW. But he went to White River Wrestling Sunday afternoon. That was an outdoor show. I didn't know that until I seen this video a little bit ago. That's pretty risky for a raid day, but they were out there doing it. So Jack Vaughn pinned Ashton Adonis. Dynamite Ho, I'm not familiar with her. Dynamite Ho pinned Big Time Sabian. I don't know them. Dalton McKenzie pinned Isaiah Moore. Twist and Flip defeated Kaufman and Arrows. Book Hemingway pinned Lord Crew. Ace Perry pinned Logan Myers. And Jake Ullman pinned Aaron Winters to retain the White River Championship. Steve said his match of the night was the tag team between Twist and Flip and Carter Kaufman and Elijah Arrows. That was his match of the night.
Cool.
So when I seen the video, and they had a decent crowd, but it was outside, and I didn't know that. But okay, then I went to Martinsville on Sunday for the JICW Austin Fury Memorial Show. All right, and it ended up being a tournament, even though the ring announcer, well, I won't go too deep into it, but I didn't realize it was a tournament until after the second intermission and some of the guys were coming back out, and then it's like, oh, it's a tournament. Maybe you should have told us that we are running a tournament here, because there was no, okay, moving on to the next bracket, nothing of that. We didn't know. But, okay, the Dev defeated Peter B. Beautiful. Jared Kripke defeated Thomas Moore in a whiskey drinking contest. They actually put a table in the ring and a shot glass and his flask, and they did 2 shots, and then Thomas grabbed the flask and drank it, passed out, and Kripke won. So he moved on. Tyler Bodine defeated last year's champion Excalibur. My match of the night, and this wasn't part of the tournament, but my match of the night, John Scrutch defeated the JICW Openweight champion Avery Hertz in a non-title match. And now, so Johnny now gets a shot at that title in February. And I don't know how big T. Thomas Moore was a special referee after he just passed out drunk a few matches prior to that, but he was. So,
well, he's probably as good as some of the refs we've seen this weekend.
Oh, I already told you about that. Anyway.
Yeah.
Storm Gerson celebrated her 1-year anniversary yesterday as being ladies champion. You were there last year, so you guys seen her when she won that.
Yes.
And she defeated a lady I seen a lot of new people this weekend. Defeated Tegan Rose. For some reason, I think I've seen her, but that name sounds
familiar too.
She retained the JICW ladies title. Then Nick Diamond defeated Brandon Valor and Mickey Midas in a triple threat match. Mortimer Blankenship III and Charlie Key defeated 5-Count Frank and Derek Winters. Now, Eric Draven was in attendance. Eric Draven was supposed to be Charlie Key's partner, but he was legitimately injured, so he became the manager and Mortimer became the wrestler, and Mortimer actually pinned. I think it was Derek Winters, but it was a low blow, but he got the win. Zay Gates defeated Casey Graham Santos and Saul Marston. He retained his JICW Cruiserweight title. And then we had another intermission, and then we're back to the finals. Jared Kripke defeated the Dev via submission. Nick Diamond defeated Tyler Bodine, and then Nick Diamond defeated Jared Kripke. He's our new 2024 Austin Diamond Memorial title holder. Not a bad show. It really was not a bad show. I wish there was a lot more people there, but it was not a bad show. A lot of action. It was good to see some new people. It's always interesting to see certain feds kind of blend together, as you had a lot of the Supreme guys come up.
Mm-hmm.
Mixed in with the JICW people, and it was a pretty good night. Okay, now these results are courtesy of referee Mike from NVW, AVW. You see him at
NGW.
Warrior Pro, NGW, and he sent these to me. This was the David Hall Memorial Show results that took place on Sunday in Danville, Illinois. He said a decent turnout for the show. The matches I was there for were good matches. Match 1, Chris Cutter defeated Oliver Kane of the Mad Bash Studios Championship match. Let's see where I'm going with this. I'll run down through here. Match 2, Christopher Gates defeated Stetson Ace Winters and T.Y. Ice. Temple of Basil, which is Jimmy Carrot, Limbo, and Napier, defeated Cecil Cerveza, Kid Riot, and Rob Adams. Tyler Scott defeated Tez Cash Carter. And in the main event, Clayton Clark wins the David Hall Memorial Rumble to become the first ever NVW heavyweight champion. So that sounds like a pretty good card there as well. I will be honest, when that all was putting together, I was kind of leery that, okay, this ain't going to do well, but it sounds like they did pretty decent. So, and that's all I have. So thank you to referee Mike. Thank you to Steve Butler and Casey sent me the results for AVW, but Warren's going to go over those. But I thank you for everybody that did that. And again, everybody out there, you want us to read off your results and run out your shows, please send them to me, Tony, Warren, Chris. Send them to us. We'll get them on there, and we'll give you credit for it too.
Yep.
Not only results, but we'll hype upcoming shows.
Yes.
That's what we want to do for you guys. We want to help you guys. So yeah, reach out to us. We have no problem doing that stuff. It's fun. Yeah, like Marcus said, yours truly, the ratings draw, Warren Misery, was at All Vermilion Wrestling on Saturday. And I guess my 5 minutes is back on the clock because the pre-show, I opened up and introduced myself to them in the middle of that ring and told all the fans how exactly I felt about them, and introduced my guy, Mikkel Murphy, who we managed to, no surprise, get a victory over Stetson Winters. And then Rob Adams was over Kid Riot. I don't know what Kid Riot's issues with my guy, Mikkel Murphy, the young Majin, but we took care of business there too. And then Ashton Adonis, after a little mic back and forth with Cold Hard Cash, took care of Christian Cash pretty quickly in the ring for the pre-show. And so then we get to the main card, and they weren't fooling around. Opening match of the main card was Jimmy Carrot over Zay Gates for the AVW Championship. There was some interference though. Carrot didn't come alone. His boys, Limbo and what's the other guy? I'm so sorry that his name literally left my mind as I was getting ready to say it.
Give it to me. Hang on a second.
The Temple of Basil, basically, Limbo and Napier.
Napier, yep, that's it.
Here, Limbo came out and Clayton Clark came out because they've got a bone to pick with each other, and they were going at ringside, and while the ref was distracted, Zay Gates went to get up to the top rope to take care of Carrot, and Napier came through the crowd and shoved him down. Carrot got him in his submission, and that was that. Next match then was one that is, I mean, this was an amazing. These two guys will always go hard. Excalibur and DeCobra went at it, and it was everything you thought that would be. I mean, these two guys just going at it, but it ended up in a double count out outside the ring because neither of these two, I mean, and it wasn't even settled. It was not settled between those two. So it's going to be interesting to see where that goes in the future with those guys. And then they had a fatal four-way for the 21st spot in the over-the-top Rumble. And this one featured Kendall Fire, Tyler Scott, Marcus's favorite Rico Jones, and Logan Myers. And that one ended up being Logan Myers with the victory. So he became the 21st entrant into the Rumble later that night. Then we had Jake Oman over Elijah Eros. It was from what I was able to see, it was really a good match there. And then tag team match, championship match, belts on the line, the champions, We Are Us, which actually Mr. Noble had to step in and be part of that tag team with David Light. They unfortunately fell victim to your new tag team champs of War Beast. And I think that was great timing because we're going to have one half of the AVW tag team on later here. Yes. So Hidari and War Ready Malenko. So congrats to them. And then we had the grudge match of Clayton Clark taking care of Limbo, beat him pretty good. Jackson Morgan took on IK3 for the keys to the 210 title. Jackson Morgan was victorious over that, so he can chalk up 1 win on his quest to 6 to get the title shot. And then in yet another match, it was sort of a grudge. I don't want to say it was a grudge match, but Cecil Cerveza did take care of Cameron Cross. Now that means that it's going to be next month. It's going to be Cecil versus TJ Powers, and that's definitely a match where both men are out for blood. It's probably not going to be a match. It's not going to be a technical match. It's going to be probably for the violence. So that'll be a good one. And then with the Battle Royale, the final 4 came down to Ashton Adonis, Mr. Number 21 there, Logan Myers, Kenneth James, and Rico Jones. And I do want to say this during this match, one of the best ones, the ones I'm quickly becoming a fan of as far as a group, is a guy's called the Dad Bods. Kenneth James is part of that. Too Loud's part of that, and so is well, we know who, but they're really great. They're fun. They eventually, all of them and all of Cold Hard Cash was in the ring, and they were sort of facing off, and the Dad Bods sort of started doing this little dance there, and then next thing you know, Rico started getting into it, and then Cold Hard Cash had to push him off, but got down to those last 4, and then when it was all said and done, Ashton Adonis got the win, got Logan Myers over the ropes. Carrot was in attendance watching, and he grabbed the mic, and he knew what was going on, and he told Carrot that his boys are not going to interfere. Next month for this title shot at 210 is going to be a steel cage match for these two. I've never personally seen Ashton Adonis until Saturday night. He's got a lot. He's got a look. He's got a whole thing, and I mean, I can definitely get behind that guy. But overall, super great show. Can't wait for next month. No, and once again, like I said, I got an opportunity to do my thing in the pre-show. I want to thank all those involved with ABW for giving me that chance. And the locker room was awesome, and it was a fun time.
It sounds like an awesome show. And yeah, I agree with you on Ashton Adonis. He's pretty good. We've seen him a few times now. He's very good. Okay, well,
I got a question. Okay. Warren, I got a question.
Yeah.
If Rico Jones lost the Fatal 4-Way, how the hell did he end up in the Final 4 of 21 over? If he lost the 21st,
he lost to be the 21st, and somehow he finagled his way in because basically Chris Halls was coming out before Chris Halls could even get in the ring. Rico got behind, took him out, took his spot, and so. The crowd was on top of it because throughout the whole thing, you kept hearing he's not even supposed to be in the ring, throw him out. But I guess some people live by their own rules. So
hey, don't question Rico Jones. That's my buddy.
Yeah,
I love that gimmick. I love that guy. Good man.
I don't think we've seen him before yet.
No, you haven't seen him yet. Maybe eventually Will's getting him over. He was at the Dub a few weeks ago. I think he'll be at the Dub Friday. Cecil will get him. You'll see him probably at Warrior Pro one day.
Okay. Well, speaking of Warrior Pro, I got the results for there. The show started off with Cecil Cerveza, and not only that, he beat Jared Kripke for the Warrior Pride Championship. He's the new champion. That was my moment of the weekend that I got to see.
Deserved. Well deserved.
I loved it. I thought it was a really good match. It was probably the longest match on the show, probably between 15 and 20 minutes. Very well done. I really enjoyed it. Next, we had number 2, Agents of Chaos, put their titles on the line, the Warrior Pro Wrestling Tag Team Championships, against Casey James and Michael Draven. 2 guys I hadn't seen before. I think they're up from the Warsaw area, I believe. That's where they're from, if I remember correctly. And Agents of Chaos defended those belts, so that they won that match. Next, we had a mini battle royal for the number 1 contender for the World Pride Championship. Chris is losing it over here. We had featuring Zay Gates, Brody Bodkins, Joe Zitsu, Mikhail Murphy, and I forget who the other one was now.
I think that's it.
Now, there was one more, but I was going to ask Chris's name because I couldn't remember his name. but I don't remember the fifth competitor. Sorry about that. But Brody Bodkins did win that match and is the new number one contender for Cecil Cerveza. They had a face-off. So next month, it'll be Cecil Cerveza against Brody Bodkins for that championship. So it should be interesting. From there, we had Huxley defeat Hammer. A little bit of questionable means, but Huxley got the victory. That's what matters. And then we had Buck Sexton and Jeremy Hadley taking on T.Y. Ice, and Flash Flanagan. Hadn't seen Flanagan for a long time. He looked great. Pretty good tag team match. Hadley's outstanding. He put on a show. He's just fantastic. But it was very good. And Ice and Flanagan got the win there. And then in the final match, we had a number one contenders match for the WPW Heavyweight Championship, and IK3 beat Scorpion. Pretty solid match. And so IK3, I don't know when will eventually. I don't know if they didn't announce officially it'll be next month, but I know soon he'll be getting a title shot against JB. So that's the World Pro. I thought it was pretty good show. Pretty good weekend. And again, my match of the weekend for me was the ladder match there at AACW. But the moment of the weekend, my favorite thing of the weekend was getting to see Cecil Cerveza win that title. So that was my big thing of the weekend.
You guys wants me to talk about Tanner Kelly. Well, I don't know if I could say that stuff here. I did thought it was pretty funny. I kept calling him the little turd, and there at the end, somebody squashed him on the floor of the gym. And I said, "Look, now they smeared him all over the floor of the gym." And we were wanting to call a janitor in there to clean the shit up and all, but I don't think that's where Codex wanted me to talk about. But that's what we're talking
turd and
about.
teeth, is it?
And yes, Tate Manson. I seen Tate Manson actually a week prior at Wrestling Theology. Talked to the guy, pretty nice fella. He is an up and comer. I think we're going to see big things out of him.
Okay.
I think he's a Congo Kong trainee as well right now, but pretty good fella.
All right. Well, you guys got anything else on the independent scene right now? At the end of the show, we'll go over a couple of shows that we got coming up. And Marcus, if you have anything other than
I got a question.
Yes.
Why do these referees count or try to pull guys out of corners when it's triple threat matches or it's a
four-way
stipulation match and there's no reason to be doing it?
I don't know.
We don't want to talk about refs.
We'll get in trouble.
Oh, man. I've seen some questionable stuff this weekend.
Yeah, we'll get in trouble when we talk about the refs. So we'll move on from that. We'll go on to
you guys afraid to get into a little bit of trouble? Shit.
Justin Danger said it. Justin Danger said it. They don't know their jobs. Refs need trained. And some of the refs I've been seeing here lately need trained.
And I agree with you, Marcus, but in some situations, the competitors themselves put the referees in a bad position. And I'm not taking up for the refs, but that does happen sometimes.
My favorite ref of all time is referee David Lee, who filled in for my commentary team on at Warrior Pro yesterday.
Yes.
Referee David Lee and I go back many, many years. Good man.
Yeah,
Greg Lake would be number 2. I've known Greg Lake a long time, too.
Call that and you. Okay, well, we're going to move on to our next topic here. We're going to go to Monday Night Raw. We had Braun Breaker and Jey Uso, a promo, and that kind of ran through a theme through the show a little bit. I really liked it. I liked that both guys got to speak quite a bit. I liked Braun Breaker and the way he sounded. I really liked this promo. I thought it got me interested even more in the match, and which I'm interested in anyway. Even though I don't think Uso's going to have a chance to win, I don't think there's any way they take the belt off Breaker. But Warren, what'd you think of that promo?
It was good. My thing is, I'm sort of. I mean, I know for the most part, Breaker has been doing some heelish stuff, but he sort of came off too as almost a guy you want to root for with just a lot of stuff he was saying. And so it's like there's almost that gray area of what, it's like. But I mean, yeah, it's definitely he's still going to continue on, but I just don't. Yeah, I don't know if I felt as much of a heel heat off of him as normal, but it was still.
I really don't think he's a heel. I think he's a tweener right now. I don't think they've ever made him a true heel yet. And the fans love him.
Yeah.
Chris, did you get to see that segment?
Yeah,
What did you think?
I liked it. I liked how Braun told Jay he couldn't get nowhere without his family, and then Jay kind of brought up Braun's NFL history and
Yes,
stuff.
yes.
But no, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was well done.
Yeah, I thought they got to see a little bit more of Braun's character and even Jay a little bit. Jay's usually just this and stuff, but I thought it was good interaction between the two. Mark,
Braun's
what do you
reaction
think?
to the NFL thing, they got that perfect timing with the camera, and just his look was just like shooting, like, what did you just say? Like,
Yeah,
Marcus, what do you think?
I have to agree with the two because I'm laughing because they're saying when I'm reading off my paperwork. I like how Braun said, I did more than 6 months than you did 14 years. But then when he mentioned about his don't take him likely short NFL career, like Ward said, that drove right into Braun like, here, I'm going to stab you right in the heart with this comment.
Yeah.
But then what was it? He speared him out of nowhere. And I loved how nobody's seen that coming. It was just.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, I agree with all of you. But that was good. Braun's coming along pretty good with his.
Next up, Next up, we have Braun Strowman and Bronson Reed. I really loved when you started the match and they broke the ropes and then they just went everywhere. I'm really looking forward to this continuing. I wish they'd get it on a pay-per-view. I don't think it will. I'm wanting a false count match, false count anywhere match between these two. I'm loving both these guys. Chris, what do you think of that?
no, I liked it. They were everywhere, but no, I thought it was a good, a lot of hard hitting. Yeah, I've been a fan of what they're doing with Bronson Reed anyway. But these two together, these last few weeks, I think has been real good.
If I had any criticism, I wasn't a big fan of the drywall going through the wall. That's pretty flimsy drywall. But if I had criticism, and that's pretty minor.
I thought it was funny when he picked the fan up out of the crowd and just yarded it.
Yeah.
Just
So
tossed
wonder who the fan works for.
He was a local
Independent guy, I'm sure, right? Yeah.
Well, actually, I think he was an NXT guy. Hadn't been on TV before, but I think he's with the company. If I remember,
you can't pick up random fans and throw them.
Yeah.
Even though I've seen a few things in indie matches that I see where they pick up fans. And
Hell,
throw
we
them.
saw all kinds of people get picked up yesterday, dude.
Yeah.
Like kids, old ladies.
Yeah. We had
Old ladies.
man,
I remember that.
Oh, Chris. No, we go back to that real quick. We had crazy. I don't remember. Hugsley picked up a kid. Hoss picked up a kid, and then Hammer picked up a kid. Well, Hoss went and got a bigger kid, so he couldn't. So what's his name couldn't find a kid, so he picked up a lady, and then they both just quit. So it was pretty funny. I will.
My gosh! I have to watch your feed on that.
There was a lot of comedy in that show this weekend at War Pro. There was a lot of comedy, and it was pretty good. The crowd enjoyed it. Back to what we was talking about with Braun Strowman and Bronson Reed. What do you think, Marcus?
Okay, I got to watch your guys' show. I got to see that. But anyhow, do you think the rope snapping was legit, or do you think they had it rigged?
I think it was rigged.
Yeah. Where am I at? The Bronson threw the fan. I like that. Destroying the timekeeper area. That's getting a little old.
Yeah.
Okay. We were somewhere. Did they mount a camera on the golf cart? Looks like they were filming something on the golf cart.
There was, I think there was a cameraman holding it. I think they're trying to make him like he got knocked down, and they went to another camera.
I do like how Bronson Reed is not afraid of heights. Me and Tony's talked about this. A lot of them big men don't want to get up high and jump, and he's not afraid of getting up high and jumping, and I like to see that. Going through the drywall. First, I thought they went through a door, but then I watched it again. And I thought, oh shit, that's drywall. I could go through. I could wheel my walker through a drywall, so that's not that impressive. But speaking of the doors, we didn't say that at AACW how they crunched through that door and all that. But anyhow,
Yep.
I had a flashback. just like you guys did throwing old women. I got to see that.
Yeah, check it. She wasn't an old woman though. She was.
I'm thinking like someone grabbed a grandma in the corner and he picked her out.
Probably 30 or 40.
Okay.
She's probably 30 or 40. And she's an old woman.
Okay, an adult. I should have said an adult.
Okay.
There.
Oh, no, I'm getting this old lady in my picture.
Yeah, Marcus thinks picked up some 80-year-old lady. And
This lady's going to come to the next Warrior Pro show and look for Chris.
just like Rep Cody did that time. You bet about him. You wait, that old one's going to get on you.
Hey, which one said this shit?
What's up, Alex?
Alex.
I'll send them your way.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, Warren, what'd you think?
I mean, yeah, everything was great about the thing I like the best is that the writers in WWE knew exactly what they had and they weren't messing around. They knew that these two guys, it's not ballet. They knew that these two guys just needed to just be beating the snot and doing all this crazy stuff. They didn't fart around in the ring and do holds, and they let's just go right at it. And they knew exactly what they had. And I think that was the cherry on the top, was the fact that there's no messing around with it. Let's go. They get out in the crowd and it looks like it's over. They back again, and then it looks like it's over and it's back. Like, it was just showing two guys that are just wanting to tear each other apart. And I give credit to both those guys because I think they told a great story in just that short time.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I'm loving what they're doing. Next on Raw, we had Io Sky against Bianca Belair. Actually got a big win. It was a great match. I couldn't find the whole match from Marcus, so I don't think you got to see the whole match. It's worth trying to find that whole match. I thought it was really good. Io Sky got the win. I don't know what they're setting up there, if they're setting up anything, but I thought it was a really strong match. Marcus, what did you think of what you got to see? I think you probably got to see 3 or 4 minutes.
Enough of it. At first, I thought Bianca looked a little blown up. Looked like she was gasping for air there for a while. Where were they at on Monday?
I'm not sure. That match did go 12 or 15 minutes. I don't think they was anywhere in high altitude.
They're East Coast. I think they're East Coast.
Yeah, I think they were.
She kind of looked blown up, but kind of figured out who was going to win because the commentating team keeps saying that Bianca only had one loss. It's like, okay, well, you're setting her up. You're telling us who's going to win this before he even got anywhere. I liked how Bianca held her up in that vertical suplex and just walked right up the stairs with her. I was impressed by that, and I liked how the finish, how she just kind of rolled out of that finishing maneuver into a pinning maneuver. It was very well done, what I got to see.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the match. Warren, what do you think?
Okay, I hate being critical just because I also live in the world of I don't do all that. So, I hate being critical of a lot of stuff because I don't want to feel like I'm a know-it-all or I could do better or anything like that. The match started out horribly bad for me. You watched a lot. Bianca was waiting, like when Io would come run, she'd wait and hold. There was a lot of step, within both of them to start out. And now I fault Marcus for this because I pay more attention to this now. There was a point mid-match where both the wrestlers were down. That ref wasn't counting. They were both down, and she was just standing there.
Yep.
And she was just standing, not counting in there. And then they started to get up, and she kept going. The ref kept going like this as they're hitting each other, and the ref just stood there and wasn't doing anything. And like I said, and then I'm starting to feel like Bianca is a spot monkey, as in the fact that she has her Bret Hart moves of doom, her John Cena moves of things. The gorilla press she does all the time. I know Marcus will like the holding her up, and she's done that a few times. It's like her move set. I mean, and it's just, once again, like I said, I hate doing this because I know I'm nowhere near athletic, but it's just sort of like maybe she needs to have some more. I just don't know if maybe Io Sky overshadowed her because Io has a great move set, but Bianca was a little bit. But I mean, it was a good match. I mean, once it got going, after they got a real good feel for each other, and sometimes I wonder, especially when you're dealing with an Asuka, an Io Sky, a Kairi Sane, with being from Japan, if there's that ring talk language barrier that sometimes they can't fully get across. But I mean, it serves its purpose. It will be interesting to see where they are going with this because, I don't know where they could be going with it, but it'll be interesting.
Chris, did you get to see that?
I got to see a little bit of it. What I saw of it, I thought was good.
Okay, real quick, I'm just going to go over a couple of things, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the SmackDown promo, and then we're going to get to our guest. Just one, AEW was a decent show. Moxley and his new group took out the tag team Private Party, broke one of the guys' hands with a hammer. Thought it was a pretty interesting segment. Thought it was a decent show. I know online it got hammered pretty bad, and I thought this week's show was better than last week's show. So AEW gets a lot of hate, but I thought it was a decent show. NXT I thought was a really good show. Enjoyed it, which they're getting ready for. I think it's this week's their last show on USA, and then they move to CW next Tuesday.
I will say this because I do like the show. I'm a guy that is fairly balanced. I didn't care for Ethan Page at first, but I think he's done a great job since. So
I think
I will say that.
Yeah, I think he's doing fantastic. I did want to move on to the SmackDown promo that happened with Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns and get your guys' opinion of what you guys thought, how it was shot. Marcus, I'm going to go to you first.
All right. Well, first thing I have to say is YouTube can suck when it comes time to watching stuff like that, because I'd only go about a minute and a half, then they had to show me a damn ad for something.
Yeah.
And then I go a minute and a half and I have another ad. It would have been better to see it as one whole run and getting those stupid ads stuck in there. I love the fact, because I was thinking the same thing. Roman Reigns sitting there talking about his football career in that stadium. And I was thinking before Cody even spoke up, you dumbass, you are in Atlanta. And you're going to talk about your little bitty football against the Rhodes family in Atlanta? And then Cody turned around and basically said, here. Legacy, family.
Blood.
We own Atlanta.
Omni.
Your football career is crap compared to what we as Rhodes family have done in Atlanta. I loved it. I like the fact. Hang on, let me go page 2. I'm like Paul Harvey. Page 2.
Page 2.
I like
all
how
the
they
young
said,
kids out there don't know Paul Harvey won't.
No.
I know. Chris, Paul Harvey was a guy. Do you know Paul Harvey, Chris?
I don't think it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he used to listen to the Reds. And they was on that Cincinnati station, so he knows.
That's the only reason I know Paul Harvey.
But anyhow, and how Roman say he has nothing to lose and Cody has it all, and how Roman lost the chief without the tribe and on all that, but then how they said, well, I have your back now, you have my back now, but when it's all over, kind of remind me of Rocky 3, you owe me, and I'm coming back to get it. I loved it. I loved how that whole thing was set up.
Let me answer. Billy Buzz got a question on here. Roman played for Georgia Tech, played 3 years at Georgia Tech University, and they did that promo live at that stadium, which I thought some people online said, why'd you have to do it at the stadium? I don't think that promo would have worked with a crowd.
Yeah, no.
And I thought that was a perfect place to do it. I thought it was really good.
Yes,
Warren, what'd you think?
It was good. As I'm processing this and I'm watching it, my general thought is
then I will just let him know.
Cody Rhodes is not representing a grandson of a plumber. Cody Rhodes is not representing his dad's common man philosophy. Cody Rhodes comes in a brand new Mustang. He's got the watch. He's got the suit. He's got all the stuff his dad wasn't about. And I could easily see them playing into that to making a change. I mean, I would love to see them flip-flop these to where Roman becomes the face, Cody becomes the heel. Because I was thinking, it didn't really hit me until I was watching that promo. I'm like, no, he's not, I had a feeling they were going to talk family. They were going to talk Rhodes legacy. That was going to come out. I'm like, but he's not the common man like his dad was. It wasn't. No. That's what people loved, and he's coming, he's got the watches. And I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if down the road when he does face The Rock, if The Rock brings that up. But it was a great promo. It served some really good purposes. It teased, it tempted, and it's going to everyone back in the back of everyone's head now during this tag match is what's going to happen. So
it was very Hollywood. You had the music when certain lines was made, almost like some TV shows. When something was said dramatic, you'd have that music and stuff. I don't think you want to do that all the time, but for certain moments, certain matches, certain people, I think it would. I think it's perfect.
Well, he's back with his girlfriend.
That's my wife. That's my wife calling.
It was funny when Cody did say 7 cars, huh? And Roman's like, yeah. And it was sort of like, because I wondered about that. She was like, why does he need a motorcade?
Yeah, I really loved it. Speaking of that, Mark Henry and I listened to Busted Open, and they talked about that today. Well, actually, I watched it, and they said that both Mark Henry and Bully Ray both said that you almost had to do that there, not in because he says he thinks the fans would have been cheering for Roman Reigns. They think that his inflections, the way he talked, Cody was very heelish, and I see that too because Bully Ray said for a long time, Cody's a heel. Deep down, he's a heel. Whether he wants to be a heel or not, he's a heel. And I think he will be eventually. I don't know that it will be real soon, but I think we're going to see Cody as a heel eventually. There's so many layers to this story. I like the way it was shot. There was some, the way they showed the city, them driving to the venue. I liked everything about it. I thought it was different. I thought it was interesting. So I really liked it a lot. Well, we're going to move on to our guest, I believe. Going to bring him in.
Chris, I sent you a PM if you'd read that. Once you get everybody up and running.
Well, we got a special guest with us now. We got War Ready Maleko joining us.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Hey, we appreciate you coming on. And of course, I've told you before, you're one of my favorites. I love watching you compete. I know you haven't been doing it for a long time. I think a little over a year now, maybe.
Yep.
Again, you're one of my favorites. Your intensity and your hard hitting it's the type of wrestling I like to see. So that's why I enjoy you so much. And we're going to get started with our rapid fire questions. Marcus, I'm going to let you go first. I'm going to go second. I'm going to let Warren go third, and Chris is going to go fourth.
All right, Kelly just joined us as well. She's been under the weather back-wise, but she's here. So, all right. Well, it's good to have you, as always. Busy year, I see. Of course, I've been following your career since day one. I was there for the rookie night. So go ahead and tell us about your training and your first opponent and when that took place.
Well, I was trained by G.W.R at WCWO. I started training back in April 2023. Then I made my debut July 30th, 2023 against G.W.R at the Rookie Showcase.
Okay. My first question, I'm going to go a little bit different. Something people would be surprised to know about you.
Ooh, surprised to know about me. I'm really a really nice guy. I just kind of lose it a little bit when I step between the ropes. It can't be helped sometimes.
I remember coming up to you after seeing you. You hadn't wrestled very many matches, and I forget it was a show that they did at a restaurant bar type place, and I had seen you wrestle Mooresville, and I'd seen you wrestle, and I was so impressed. I came and talked to you, and your personality was so different than you are in the ring. I mean, it couldn't be more different. So I can see that. Warren.
I mean, honestly, I was sort of like I said, you and I met for the first time Saturday night. Yep. And just like a lot of those guys are saying before my question, I mean, I do want to say that, and I want to say a locker room. It was more backstage. So there wasn't a locker room there. But, every time I saw you, you were smiling, you were talkative, you're really down to earth, really cool guy. And that was my first time being behind that kind of locker room. And it put people like me at ease because, I followed you through this short career already. And I know where you are with your achievements and a lot of stuff you've done. So it was really cool. I mean, I want to say you were a super cool guy back there. And like I said, you having those smiles and being talkative is really cool. But now with all that being said, since you are now the AVW tag champs with your guy Hidari, which one of you is the better wrestler, you or Hidari?
Well, it's been quite some time since me and Hidari stepped in the ring together. So, we're just going to have to show it in the ring. We'll determine that from there.
That's fair. Chris?
What got you to become a fan of pro wrestling, and what made you decide to get into the wrestling business?
Like wrestling is my first memory. I remember since I was 4 years old. Always been a big fan of pro wrestling, mainly WWE. I didn't really get into independent wrestling until probably like 2016. So that was like I was an adult when I started watching independent wrestling. I just loved it. I loved the Undertaker. The Undertaker is my favorite wrestler of all time. Me and my brother, were big into it. He loved Kane. I loved Undertaker, so it made sense. The reason I got into pro wrestling is I don't know. I always loved it. I've always been in sports. I played football and I wrestled in high school. Coached middle school wrestling. So I just wanted to. I have a kid, so I want to show him how to follow his dreams and make the most of it. Show him anything's possible.
Marcus?
All right. Well, I'm going to make a comment to Mike Noble. We did have you on here, so we're one up and not the down Damien DeVille, but say we go up, then we go down to Mike Noble. We got Shane Calzer next week, so I better watch what I say. But
yeah, okay. So we're going back down. Is that what you said?
When you
You
said
said it, Marcus.
I said it. You've been watching since you're 4 years old. I throw out a question to kind of date you. What was the very first WrestleMania you ever seen?
If we're talking like actually like watching it, like buying the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
The first one I've watched live was I believe it was 22, WrestleMania 22. Is that when Rey Mysterio won the world title? Or is that 23?
22 sounds right, but I'm not 100%
I think it's
sure.
20. I'm pretty sure it's 22.
It's
I'm pretty sure it's
awesome,
22. Because my first ever pay-per-view was that Royal Rumble when Rey Mysterio won it. Okay. And first live watching WrestleMania was 22.
Okay, I'm gonna. I had it on my list, but Billy Buzz was wanting to know. So Billy Buzz is one of our big fans that's always on with us. Want to know what your favorite food is?
Oh, easy pizza.
Pizza. What type of pizza?
I'm happy with good old cheese pizza, but
Do you have a favorite place you go to?
Hey, Little Caesars. Don't let anybody tell you Little Caesars pizza isn't good.
I got a grandson in Chicago that loves Little Caesars, and he lives in Chicago, so I can't say anything. Okay, Warren.
I know a lot of people love Little Caesars.
I'm from Michigan, so I know all about Little Caesars pizza. But now I know I know you're sure they're big enough in history for you to know this. But which side would you take? A little NWO or a little D-Generation X?
I'm gonna say DX because I watched more WWF, WWE more than WCW. I played the games more of WCW.
Who didn't play those on 64?
Yep.
Okay, Chris. Chris.
Getting into the wrestling business, what was the hardest thing for you to learn?
Oh, can you freeze? Oh, there it is.
Maybe just slowing down. I would say just slowing down is probably the hardest part.
That's what most.
I was going to say we get that answer a lot.
That's about the number one answer. Yep.
Marcus.
Okay, I know I have the number 3 in my head. How many titles do you currently hold right now, and what are they?
Okay, I hold the CIW National Championship, the WCW Outlaw Championship, the AVW Tag Team Championships, and then the UAW Championship, which is just a yearly thing.
I forgot about that.
Yep.
Yeah.
First of all, I want to say this may piss some people off, but I don't give a shit. I think you holding the WCWO Championship, in my opinion, and me and Marcus talked about this earlier, but in my opinion, that is the most prestigious championship in Indiana, and I don't even think it's close. That's just my opinion. In my opinion, maybe some people would say it's biased, and it probably is, and that's all right, because everybody's got a right to their own opinion, So, but I think that's really cool that you got that belt and you got it in your basically first year. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an honor.
Yeah, my question. Let's see which one I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with something off my list because something that you said. if you don't care, you said you wrestled in high school. If you don't care, where at? If you don't care to say.
Pike High School.
Pike High School? Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Warren?
All right. I'm going to give you a blank check. Write your own dream match. Who and how would you want to go?
Me versus or two
Anyone in
people
history.
versus each other.
You versus anyone in history that you're just like in your head, like, man, that'd be so cool.
I would have really loved to wrestle with the American Badass Undertaker.
How would you like that to end? Did you want to get the win, or would you want to take the pin?
Well, I would love it to be at WrestleMania, and he can definitely beat me.
I'll tell you who somebody came to my mind, just for me. I would love to see War Ready Maleko against Umanga.
Oh yeah, I grew up hating him.
I think that would have been really interesting. Next up, Chris.
I'm gonna go with Alex Bolton's question here.
Alex.
Favorite current indie wrestler?
Okay.
Favorite current indie.
Who did he say?
I haven't said
Peter Kelly. I thought, what?
I'm gonna make it easy. Zay Gates. He's my favorite.
Now you'll probably get a phone call. You probably the guy trained you probably gonna say, "What the hell? Who the hell you saying?"
I'm under pressure.
Yeah, that's a tough situation.
That's what the hot seat's all about, buddy.
Yep. Okay, Marcus.
Okay, I have a statement first. Me and Alex Bolton was at Wrestling Theology. Do you know a wrestler by Anthony Tolatelli?
I've seen him before, yes.
We think you and him would make an awesome tag team. I said it during the show to Kelly. Alex was behind the scenes and come out and says, you know who I think ought to team with him? War Ray Maleko. And I thought, I just said that.
Are you guys trying to replace Adari?
Yeah, Adari. Kick Adari's ass to the
Adari's just going to have to fight his way in there, I guess. Okay. Everybody gets the hot seat question. Are you ready? You get a new woman. Here.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey, so who's your favorite super fan, Kelly or Marcus?
You're gonna put me like that? I'm gonna go with Kelly because Kelly, you asked this wonderful question to me. Kelly, you're my favorite.
Why?
Marcus,
you're done. I never win that. I think I got 2 to 400 or something like that.
So yeah, that's about right. Okay, Marcus, you got a question?
Okay, I've seen another one. I think Mike Noble wants to know who your favorite opponent is. Let me see what that said. Yeah, Mike Noble, and I'll ask that one. Who is your favorite opponent? Who has been your favorite opponent to date?
I'm Dex Royal. I've yet to beat him one-on-one, but I do enjoy every time we step in the ring against each other. It's always a good time. Always a challenge.
Definitely. Funniest person you've been around in a wrestling locker room?
Funniest person. Well, this is a surprise. It's David Light.
Really?
I've always seen David Light.
That surprises me.
We need to have him on here now.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. Okay, Warren.
All right, here's one that I usually ask. So let's get you thinking on this one. Which would you rather have in your career? A 2-month run with a heavyweight championship or an 8-month run with like a mid-card championship?
I'm gonna say the 2-month run with the heavyweight championship. I'm currently on my 2nd month, so we'll see how it goes from there.
Okay, next up, Chris.
Oh, man. I had one and I just lost it. I did it too. Okay. Yes, we'll go with this one. Favorite moment in your wrestling career?
Favorite moment. I would say I'll just tie it in with my favorite match.
Want you to put gas.
This past August Anarchy at the WCW arena, I had a fatal 4-way match for the Outlaw title and territorial championship against Zay Gates, Jackson Morgan, and Phoenix, and it was a no rules match. Although I did lose the territorial championship, which wasn't in the plan. That was my favorite match. Took a thumbtack bump for the first time. Yeah, I had a great time in that match.
Okay, Marcus.
All right. A prelude. G.W.R was at a show in DCCW. It was the dead of winter, so it must have been January, February. You were wrestling Rachel Armstrong. She smacked you, and then you chased her around the arena for like 5 minutes, and we're over there losing it because she just keeps running. What's it like to wrestle someone like Rachel Armstrong? That's a whole different, gender for one, but a different style, smaller. I mean, you wrestle a lot of smaller because you are a big guy. What was it like to?
It's fun. It's a challenge because it's somebody who has a lot more speed than me. So I have to bake them in to get them to come to me. So it's fun. It's easy for me because it's very light. I could throw them as far as I want to. But yeah.
Okay. If you were starting your own wrestling promotion today, who would you want to start it with? Big time, like WWE type person, and also an independent person. If you were starting your own company, it's your money, you're going on TV, who you bringing in?
I'm going to say, let's see. I'm gonna say, let's do Trick Williams, and then me.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, that's confident.
There you go.
I like that too. That's easier than saying some of the guys you work with, because you say one, you say one of them, you're gonna get pissed off. Well, what'd you say Dex for? I'm standing right here. So I understand that. That's a good answer. Okay, Warren.
Which way do you find it easier to work the crowd, as a heel or a face?
What are you doing?
Making noise.
Yeah, I would say heel.
Heel?
Yeah.
I agree. You are a better heel.
Chris?
I'm gonna go back to the question I was going to ask earlier.
Okay.
What's one of your favorite things about the wrestling business, and what's something that you hate or dislike about the wrestling business?
My favorite thing, I would say, just traveling, going to these places I typically wouldn't visit to, and meeting new people that have the same interests as me. We all love pro wrestling, so that's a big plus. I really enjoy that. Thing I hate is probably just the schedule. Sometimes the work-life balance is a little hard to manage. That's my only dislike.
Okay, Marcus.
All right. Well, I was going to ask this question before Reggie Edwards stuck his nose in here. Anyway, not the way he quite put it, but you got a big match coming up Friday. A big man that's actually bigger than you are, and you're defending that title against Brody Botkins. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, Brody's actually the reason why I have the Outlaw Championship around my waist currently, because I pinned him in the #1 contenders match against him and Hidari. So I'm thankful for him, and I look forward to beating him down once again and retaining my Outlaw Championship.
Okay, let me see here. For me, I'm gonna go with best wrestling match you've seen live, independent. Not you can't be in the match. Independent match and big time match.
No, he got stipulations.
If you've seen any WWE or any of them live, I don't know. If, you know.
Yeah. So I off the top of my head, my first first and only pay per view match I've been to live was I went to the Clash of Champions here in 2016. So I saw that Cesaro and Sheamus best of 7.
Oh man,
which was really good. Independent wise, dang, that's a tough one. Let me think on that one for a second. Let's ask me another question while I work my other side of my brain.
Okay, Warren.
I've seen you do aerial things. What goes through your mind as you're getting ready to jump off the ropes? And
smash. Good night. Good luck. I don't know. I'm looking for destruction every time I go up there. So I'm not scared, by the way.
Just hit your target and make sure he feels it all.
Yep, catch me.
Yeah, Marcus. Why don't you ask me how you're saying with the tsunamis? Why don't people get in front? There you go.
Okay. Marcus?
Chris, don't have one?
Nope.
Okay.
No.
What is the hardest match that you've had to work trying to get through? That you just had a rough time trying to get through it? Have you had anything like that?
Like physically or mentally?
Either one.
I guess I don't really have mental.
Or unless you do weapons or can't get through doors, or
I would just say one of my hardest matches was against IK3. Fresh coming back. It was coming back off an injury because I was out for 2 months. It was just a wake up call more than anything. Yeah.
So you came back from injury and took on IK3?
Yeah, first match back.
Oh, well, hell, damn.
So it let me know where I was at and where I needed to be, and it was tough, but I got through there.
So I talked to Jackson Morgan yesterday, who took on IK3 in where you guys were at in Illinois, and he said he got the hell beat out of him, and that came from Jackson Morgan. So, damn, come back from injury and taking on IK3, it's like, wow.
Your wrestling dream match that you would love to see. If there's any match you could make, or you could go back in history and watch live, front row seat. Who would that be?
I'd love to see Rock versus Austin live in person. Yeah, it's one of my favorite rivalries. WrestleMania 17 is my favorite WrestleMania of all time. So, yeah, I'd love to see them.
Okay, Warren.
Well, since, like I said, you have the WWE stuff here, let's go favorite tag team, Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian, or the Dudley Boys?
Growing up, I was very big on the Hardy Boys. I would say the Hardy Boys. But looking back, I really love the Dudley Boys. Oh, yeah.
All right, guys, we're down to our final question. Marcus, your final question.
Chris, you want to ask that one that Reggie's got on there?
Yep, that's what I was going.
Okay, Chris, go ahead.
All right, he says, important question. How great is Jordan James, and how has sharing the locker room with such a great role model helped your career?
Oh, yeah. Jordan is, yeah, he's great. He's very great. He's beaten the crap out of me a few times in the ring, you know. But, yeah, Jordan is a wealth of knowledge. He's always sharing with everybody, even though he doesn't do the right thing in the ring all the time. He's always looking out for the boys.
Jordan James is probably one of the most underrated independent pro wrestlers around this area out there. He's outstanding.
I've told you that before. as well.
Okay, Marcus.
Tell everybody who was all in your training class.
It was David Light, Cameron, Waterboy, Teijin Kage, and Too Loud. Timmy Jackson's kind of in my training class as well. They're all part of my rookie showcase at least. And then yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. Ultimately, what's your goals in pro wrestling?
To be able to support my family with it.
And Warren, you have the final question.
I'm going to make it really easy. I'm going to make it non-wrestling. Favorite NFL team?
I always support the home team, so I'm a Colts fan. But outside of the Colts, I'm a Vikings fan.
Warren. Warren's a Lion fan, so I know he hates that.
You could thank Adrian Peterson.
Well, you said you support the home, so I'll go with the Colts. Yeah. I heard Colts.
Yeah. Always the Colts for sure.
Real quick before we let you go, who are you going to be at the wrestling this weekend? I know Friday you're at the Dub.
Yeah, I'll be in Thorntown on Sunday for WCWO as well.
Okay, well, I appreciate you coming on with us.
Yes, no problem. Thank you for having me.
Oh yeah, man, you did a fantastic job. We'll have you back on sometime.
Excellent. Sounds good to me.
Keep up that good work, man. You're doing great. You're impressing a lot of us and entertaining a lot of us. So You're doing a great job, man.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on.
All right. See you guys.
Okay, guys, before we get out of here, I know we got some shows coming up this weekend. Saturday, we'll be at DCCW in Jay County at the Community Center in Jay County. You guys can get on their website and find out all the information.
115 East Water Street, in Portland, Indiana. Doors open at 7. Bell time is at 7:30.
Yes.
That's a little bit of a change from normal for DCCW, so do be aware of that.
Kurt Angle will be there. Yeah. I know front row seats are sold out, but they do have general admission seats. Again, you can get on their website and find all the information you need.
I think there are the tables too. Terry Coons did a live a little while ago, and I think he said the tables are sold out too, but don't quote me on that.
I figured they were. The Jay County usually sells out their tables, but it said plenty of general admission seats. You can show up at the day of the show. Going to be a great show. DCCW never disappoints in that fashion. And then on Sunday, we're going to be at FEW in Greenfield, Indiana. And I'm telling people, you guys need to quit sleeping on Alex Bolton in this show. FEW's last 2 or 3 shows have killed it, as good as anybody out there right now. I'm telling you, fans, come out and check out the show. Marcus, do you have what the ticket price is?
Let's see. I have that up here. Let's see. $12 pre-sale, $15 at the door, and he does have special group discounts of 5 or more. All these matches are main event cards. He has 6 ladies on the card, a fatal four-way, and then a one-on-one. 6 women, 6 very talented women, along with, this is all main event stuff here. So,
his shows, he's been knocking it out of the park. Marcus, what time does doors open and what time is the show?
Let's see. He's got it in the fine print here.
Doors open at
5, bell at 6.
Doors open at 5, shows at 6. Hey, anybody close to that area, I'm telling you, will not be disappointed. It's a great, cool venue too. It's in like a theater. Really good place to see pro wrestling. And I'm telling you, will not be disappointed. They have concessions there and everything. It's a really good show.
A good vendors area upstairs where we're going to be at. It's an awesome movie.
Always has quite a bit of merch they're selling there, so you can get merchandise at a good price. People come out to that show because they're doing a great job. Also with Jay County, to go back to that real quick, that is a fundraiser for Jay County High School. All the proceeds go to Jay County High School, concessions and everything. So that's a real important thing if you're in that area. Again, Chris said the doors open at 7. The show starts at 7:30. Kurt Angle's going to be there. I know you can go to their website. It tells them the prices and stuff for autographs. And they've even got belts that are signed, the real super cool looking belt that they've got. And so you guys can check that out. So, Marcus, any other shows this weekend?
Well, it's actually a fundraiser for the Jay County Wrestling Club.
Yeah, Wrestling Club. I said high school. Excuse me. Yeah.
Okay. WCWO Friday night. It's their big one for the end of the month. It's called Scorched Earth. It's like their pay-per-view type of event. And then there's 2 shows in Thorntown, one on Saturday and one on Sunday. It will be at the Thorntown Festival. I think they're doing 2 shows on Saturday and one on Sunday early afternoon, maybe.
Okay.
So that's 2 of those, and that's all I have.
Yeah, and WCWO is doing those shows, Thorntown, and WCWO never disappoints either. And their big show on Friday will be fantastic. So pack the house there. If I remember correctly, their show starts at 7:30. Doors usually open at 6:30. All tickets $12.
Okay, I have a thing on that. Come October, those tickets will go up.
Okay.
So everybody knows. But right now, $12 till the end of the month. So next week could be different. But this show Friday is $12.
All right. Well, thank everybody for tuning in tonight, and I think we had a good show. So we'll see everybody next week.
All right. Please hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room. Like and follow Facebook, Twitch, X, Instagram, all at Gonzo Sports Room as well. And we'll see you guys next Monday.
Go Tigers and Lions.
That'd be absolutely devastating.
This is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this podcast forever, and this is the worst damn podcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.